Friends, topic of my today's video is thyroid problems. What are the different thyroid diseases and how to treat them? Let us first understand how many types of thyroid is there. I think for understanding this video fully, it is better if you would have gone through the earlier two types of videos, which we have put in previous weeks, because there we have discussed about the introduction of thyroid and the symptom of thyroid. Mostly there are two types of thyroid, hypothyroid and hyperthyroid. When thyroid hormones T3 and T4 are low in quantity, then it is hypothyroid, that we have discussed. And we have already discussed that the TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone released by pituitary gland, decides the quantity of T4 and T3. Now, there could be different types of hypothyroid also. One is called primary type, another one is secondary type, and third one is central type. If TSH is high, naturally TSH has become high because T4 and T3 were less. But T4 gives symptom to hypothalamus as well as to pituitary to stimulate thyroid as T4 is low. So TSH become high and T4 and T3 both are low. Then it is called hypothyroid. And this is basically a autoimmune. In most of the cases, this is the autoimmune disease. And generally, this type of thyroid is found in most of the patients. What is the secondary type? Where though T4 and T3 is low because it is a hypothyroid, but TSH is also low, not high. Why? Because pituitary was not working properly. And that may be the case when there is a lot of stress. Cortisol hormone is high. And what is the central type of hypothyroid? That irrespective of value of TSH, whether low or normal. If T4 is low and FT4, free T4 is also low, in that case, low TRH or TSH circulation. So this is the third type. But it is most common that primary type is most common. Now what is the hyperthyroid? Hyperthyroid, as we have already discussed, when both thyroid hormones T4 and T3, they are high available in blood, and while TSH is low, then it is primary. It is also, you can consider as an autoimmune disease, a Graves type autoimmune disease. And the second type is nodular goiter, when TSH is also high and T4 and T3 both are high, because hyperthyroid means thyroid hormones are more. So then in goiter, what happens? There is a swelling near the vocal cord. And third type of hyperthyroid is toxic, toxic adenoma. In this case, TSH is low and T4, T3 naturally they are high, but FT4 is also high. All this variation, why all these variations? Because the position of condition of TSH with respect to condition of T4, T3. Now, if there is insulin and blood sugar, then insulin and blood sugar affect thyroid. How? Because of manipulation of stress hormones. By modulating inflammation, when there is sugar, there will be chances of inflammation is there. And sugar may cause the digestive problem. And also, this can worsen the autoimmunity. The thyroid problems are because of autoimmunity in most of the cases. Because if hormones are in proper condition, then immune system will perfectly work perfectly. If autoimmune system, it means your immune system wrongly recognize the problem. Then it disturbs thyroid hormones or any hormones gland. That is why these thyroid problems come. We were discussing why so much variation in types of thyroid. That is because of so many factors. One is somatostatin. In the previous video also we have discussed regarding somatostatin. It is released by hypothalamus. Also, it is released by pancreas. If alpha cell release more glucagon or beta cell release more insulin, in that case, the delta cell increase the somatostatin. What the function of somatostatin? Somatostatin inhibit the release of the hormones. As in the sympathetic nerve or parasympathetic nerve, whenever there is some action, so after some time, the another system comes which reduce the effect. So somatostatin comes into the picture to reduce the release of the hormones. So one is somatostatin tries to reduce the thyroid hormone also. If ferritin is low, ferritin is iron in the protein. If it is low, at that time also, this T4 and T3 become low. Hypothyroid will be there. So one factor has become ferritin, another factor has become somatostatin. Both are reducing the release of the hormone or disturbing the thyroid hormone, thyroid glands. Now what is C? If T3, T4 is low, hypothyroid. In T4, T3 is high, hyperthyroid. Now what we should do so that our thyroid is normal? There is no problem. For this T3, T4 hypothyroid, the problem is that thyroxine is released less. It means that hypothyroid should be treated if we provide more thyroxine. It means in the morning, early in the morning, before the breakfast, rather half an hour before the breakfast, one should take thyroxine pill. This supplement is to be given because thyroxine hormone is not being released by thyroid. So this is to be supplemented from outside. But this type of hypothyroid can be treated by other means also. In case thyroxine, this TSH is more than 10, then there is no other go. Thyroxine pill has to be taken because you are required to supplement the thyroxine, that is T4. But if it is less, by other medication or by proper exercise, we can improve upon. The best thing had been found the ashwagandha, because ashwagandha control the cortisol. Now here you see how the cortisol affects. Cortisol also disturbed the system of thyroid. Why cortisol is released? Cortisol is released when pituitary gland release ACTH given to adrenal, and adrenal gland release cortisol, which is a stress hormone, so that more energy comes. This liver, when cortisol is there, the liver generate gluconeogenesis. It means more glucose is sent to the brain by the liver. When glucose will be more, naturally pancreas will generate beta insulin. This beta cell will generate the insulin. So it means the cortisol will hamper the proper working of the thyroid, and thyroid problem could be there. If there is a stress, more stress, it's been hypothyroid may be there. If more anxiety, then hyperthyroid may be there. Now, ashwagandha, this controlled cortisol. So thyroid working can be improved upon if proper amount of ashwagandha is taken. How much ashwagandha? Say 750 milligram to 1000 milligram. Just a small spoon. If we take the ashwagandha, then cortisol can be improved upon. Working of cortisol will be improved. The same way, the coconut oil also stimulates thyroid, and this gives better results. The thyroid can also be improved upon. Working of thyroid could be improved upon if we take care. There are Sarvangasana, Mandukasana, Balasana, Vyagrasana, and Ujjayi Pranayam. These are the few exercises and pranayam, rather yogasana and pranayam, that can regulate thyroid to work properly. So, if we take ashwagandha, so the best way is the combination of ashwagandha and coconut oil. If we take, that can, then thyroid problem can be reduced. How? Because coconut oil naturally stimulates thyroid. So what we should do? We should try to 1 spoon coconut in the morning, empty stomach, or half spoon turmeric powder, black pepper, and ashwagandha. In this way, 1 spoon ashwagandha. If we take all this together, then also the thyroid problems can be taken care. In case of hyperthyroid, if we see, we have to balance the extra production of thyroxine by taking some anti-thyroid medicine. Because the extra T4, we get more energy. So our pulse rate becomes high, palpitations high. So beta blockers, slow heart rate, and reduce tremors and anxiety. So beta blockers can also help. Now why at all these thyroids happens? Problems comes. What should we do? What general care we should take? There's a very simple exercise that if we just cross palm and put behind your back of head and press and then take it downward and press your neck. This is also the good exercise that can reduce the chances of having thyroid problem. Actually, for healthy thyroid, iodine, tyrosine, selenium, zinc, vitamin B and D are required. Because if they are in proper quantity, then thyroid hormones will function properly. And also, if there is a hypothyroid, we should avoid food that interfere with the thyroid functions. What are those? Soya foods, cauliflower, cabbage, and all the vegetables in this category. Also, we must know that what are the reason, why at all thyroid gland become disturbed. There are certain endocrine disruptors compound, EDC. We need to avoid this. What are these compounds? And if we see, we are finding these compounds everywhere. Before that, I should say that selenium, I have told that that is the major requirement. Selenium is mostly available in sesame, that is normal till, in sunflower seeds and in peanuts, etc. So try to take this selenium through till, sesame, or peanuts, or through sunflower seeds. Now I was talking about to avoid endocrine disruptors compound and where they are found. This polychlorinated biphenyls, that is PCBs, polybrominated biphenyls, PBB, bisphenol, plastics. We are using plastics, and these plastics, they disturb our thyroid. So what we should try? We should try that let us avoid all these items, and also this pesticide DDT we should try to avoid, and other things are we should avoid the packaged food. If you see the container of the packaged food, they are coated with such item which is harmful for the thyroid, that disturb our thyroid. Similarly, if we are using such cooking vessels which are coated type, Teflon coated, or just to reduce the quantity of oil. If we are using the Teflon coated, then uh, you are having every chance that will be thyroid. So try to avoid. It is better if you use cast iron vessels for cooking purposes. So in this way, we can improve upon our conditions, and thyroid problem can be reduced because there is a cortisol that disturbs the thyroid. There is somatostatin that disturbs the thyroid. If we are having less ferritin, then also the thyroid is disturbed. The cortisol affect the livers, so our system is disturbed. So in order to be healthy, we have to take care of all these items. Friends, if you like this video, please subscribe and also do not forget to see the earlier videos in order to understand this video fully.